So today is literally just an excuse to play one of my favorite games of all time on a system that I've never played it on before, which is pretty rare because I've played this game on a bunch. So we are going to be playing Wolfenstein 3D for the 3DO once it gets loaded up here. As I watch this beautiful interplay introduction, glorious full motion video, because God forbid a system from the 1990s did not include some sort of full motion video in it. So here we go. Oh, of course we need more introduction. Once again. The glorious id Software. A little bit different introduction screen. It looks a lot like the Super Nintendo versions. Some good new music playing here instead of the kind of standard Wolfenstein 3D that I've come to know and love. Alright, well, let's just get into this. Ooh. Well, I guess we'll start with what I assume is the standard game. Get psyched. Gotta always love that. Yep, here we go. Glorious. Well, so far it looks really, really good. The hand and the gun look great. BJ sitting there eyeing back and forth. Look good as well. Those of you familiar with Wolfenstein know exactly what's coming up here. Voice works a little different. Don't get the glorious screams anymore, but we'll see what happens later in the game. So, anyway, my experience with Wolfenstein 3D. Goodness, where to start? I think I've been playing this game pretty consistently from, probably 1993 or 1994 on. I played it before I played Doom. I know that for a fact. It was a game I remember buying at like a Staples or Office Max of all places back when they used to sell video games, or at least computer games, PC games. I remember they had a bit of shareware, or a bin of shareware games. Oh, got that dog. The strafing works really well on this. They had a bin of games. I remember seeing this one in particular. Here's a game that I was not terribly familiar with. You know, it was always kind of talked about as the grandfather of the not full motion video. Way too used to doing full motion video games. But being the grandfather of the first person shooter genre, I remember being intrigued by having just the gun in front of the screen. And I vaguely remember talking about, or almost buying it multiple times, because it was only like a couple of bucks for the shareware version at the store. I would come very, very close to actually buying it. Very, very close. Very, very close. And my oldest brother, had played the old Wolfenstein games way back in the 80s. The old Wolfenstein and Escape from Castle Wolfenstein, or Return to Castle Wolfenstein and Escape from Castle Wolfenstein, something like that. Anyway, I've never actually had the pleasure of playing them. Secret. But I vaguely remember him kind of talking me out of it for some reason. I'll switch rec. Oh, there we go. Gotta hit B and C to switch the weaponry. Alright, sorry. Had to say that out loud. So anyway, getting the shareware version, or nearly getting the shareware version, and a buddy of mine, I remember, oh, man, you take some hits. A buddy of mine getting a copy of it and talking it up and talking about how great it was, and so of course then next trip up to Lincoln, had to buy a copy of it, and I was blown away by just about everything. You know, here's a game where, you know, being an Indiana Jones fan, the Nazis, always the bad guys. And here was a game where not only was the gameplay something I had never experienced before, but, man alive, going out and getting to shoot Nazis. And that's your end game, that's your goal. I was sold. Now, I don't have a ton of experience playing anything on the 3DO. I've played a few of their full motion video games for my other reviews, the throwbacks. But this one plays pretty well. There's some complaints I already have about it, but it's a nice looking port. But just a few things like picking up the treasure. In the other versions, at least most of the other versions, when you pick up the treasure you get a point of health. But in this version, that doesn't happen so much. There I am. I knew that was going to happen. Take me back to the beginning. So, the in this version, we don't get that nice little bonus for treasure, so I think instead of screwing around and finding everything, I'm just going to plow right through this. Man, I'm getting destroyed. The guards also, they look nice. The animation is really, really solid. And the character sprites are very nice looking. But but they don't yell out the same things that they used to, or in the other versions. Yeah, they're kind of quiet. You don't get the same pop sound it sounds like from the guns either, which I can respect doing some new audio on the version, but it's kind of bugging me. Now, this is one of those games that I can't help but buy on every system that it's out for. I've got it on my PlayStation Vita. No, I bought it on the PlayStation 3, sorry. I've got it on my iPhone. I have got the Super Nintendo version. I have got a version downloaded on my laptop. I had the PC version plus the Spear of Destiny growing up. I've got it owned. I owned at one point the Game Boy Advance version, which is a pretty solid port, pretty much identical to the the PC. It's just one of those that I can't help but go back and play a lot. And sit down and just unload. Come on. Bullets into Nazis, because it's so much fun. Nope. I also loved the cheats that the system had, or that the programmers, come on, put into this, giving unlimited ammo, God mode, which is makes the experience so much funner if you don't want to actually have to try and you just want to plow through enemies and unload. Remember right, I don't really want to play the secret level. Huh, there it is. But I would like the med kit. The secret level that badly. I also love what the id developers did with this, and oh, BJ looks good, breathing heavy there. Love what the developers did with this, the between screens where you get your stats. I always get a kick out of that. Kill ratio, secret ratio, treasure ratio. Absolutely love that fact, and love how they had a par version as well, and how they kept that in when they did it when they worked up Doom as well. Oh, I'm not going to save my game. So now, the Super Nintendo version. Now, a map on it. I don't know if this one does. Ah! Terrible shot. That was just bullet wasting. Ugh. Down to stabby stabby. It's a nice little touch with the dogs. The howl. It's shocking that Nintendo put rats into theirs. I might have to, for fun, sometime do that. Do a video on Wolfenstein covering a few different versions of this. Oh, I'm gonna be toast. Nope. Oh, you don't hit me. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Well, on that note, looks like I'm done. Not a bad version of Wolfenstein 3D. Not great, but a whole lot better than other console versions. Nowhere near as good as even the iPhone version, but that's not a big surprise. This version's a little bit older. Even have the IBM PC version and the id Software Mac version down there as well. Pretty interesting. And the demo. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful Sunday.